John Wayne Gacy was a man who wore two masks, one as a beloved community clown and the other as one of history's most sinister killers. This is the chilling story of the man who became known as the Killer Clown. Born on March 17, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois, John Wayne Gacy had a difficult childhood. Raised by an abusive father, Gacy grew up yearning for approval, but faced constant ridicule. Despite his troubled upbringing, he showed early signs of ambition and charisma, traits he would later use to mask his dark side. By the 1970s, Gacy seemed like the perfect neighbor. He was a successful businessman, a respected community member, and even dressed up as Pogo the Clown for children's parties. But beneath the surface, Gacy was harboring a horrifying secret. Between 1972 and 1978, Gacy lured young men and teenage boys to his home in Norwood Park, Chicago. He promised them jobs or a place to stay, but once inside, they fell victim to his sadistic desires. Gacy would bind, torture, and eventually kill his victims, burying many of them in the crawl space beneath his home. In December 1978, Gacy's reign of terror began to unravel. When 15-year-old Robert Peast went missing after a job interview with Gacy, investigators grew suspicious. A search of Gacy's home revealed evidence that would link him to multiple disappearances. What authorities found beneath Gacy's house shocked the nation. The remains of 29 young men and boys were discovered in the crawl space. 4 more bodies were found in nearby rivers, bringing the total victim count to 33. John Wayne Gacy's trial began in February 1980. Despite his lawyers attempting an insanity defense, the jury took less than 2 hours to convict him of 33 counts of murder. He was sentenced to death, becoming one of the most notorious killers in U.S. history. Gacy spent 14 years on death row at Menard Correctional Center. During this time, he took up painting, creating unsettling works that are still infamous today. On May 10, 1994, John Wayne Gacy was executed by lethal injection. John Wayne Gacy's crimes left an indelible mark on society, influencing the way we think about safety, trust, and the monsters that can lurk behind a friendly face. His story is a grim reminder of how evil can hide in plain sight. John Wayne Gacy's legacy is one of horror and heartbreak. Though justice was served, the pain he caused remains a haunting chapter in criminal history. Remember, the most terrifying monsters often wear the kindest faces.